Slightly Beardy James from the Hairy Game Lords here. Yes, it's just me, but I'm going to be reviewing Uncharted Stars, which I've been playing over the last few nights. So, what do I think? Let's go! Right, Uncharted Stars is a roll and write, or I'd like to say it is a roll and chart, because you are playing the role of a spaceship captain. I have named my starship the Space Cucumber, which, I don't know, I really like, because I like Monkey Island. And on the voyages, I've been going to all of these different planets, I've been sorting out asteroid fields, I've been destroying enemy ships, I've been recruiting officers, I've been upgrading my ship, I've been using red shirts. Now, this is a 1 to, let's say, 100 player game, although I've only played it on my own, and let me tell you why. It's because I love a game where you can do this, then that, and then that lets you do this, and then you can do that. Now, if you want an example of that, check out our review of Venice. I really love the way that you can do huge goes in Venice. And honestly, it did the other guy's heads in. And we had people walking away from the table, and it was all a lot. And it wasn't because of AP, it was because I just had huge goes to do. Now, why is that relevant to this game? It's because everyone's going to be using the same 3 dice. So you roll the dice, everyone gets to choose all 3 of those dice to do whatever they want. 2 of those dice, at least, are going to be used for the coordinates going into space. So, for example, here's a 1, here's a 4, so you can go to 1, 4, for example. And you can do a space thing there. And then the other dice is used for ship actions. So, for example, if you visit a planet, then you'll be able to use a 5 or a 6 to hire an officer. That's really cool. And at the start of the game, the games go very quickly, but it gets to the point where you can do huge things. Now, I've filmed a playthrough of this, and it's a kind of a how to play because I talk the way through it, but I don't do like a kind of a straight teach at the start. I teach as I go, so you can get a feel for the game. But my first few goes, I don't know, probably up to about here in the 18 space days, the star calendar days, is probably about half the video. The rest of the video is the last few days. And that's because things like the science officer, I love him, look at him. The science officer lets you, as soon as you've completed a sector, let's see, a sector would be one of these shapes that kind of has got a boundary on it. For example, that there is a sector with 3 asteroids in it. When you've completed a sector and you've got a science officer, which you might probably have, you can take an extra turn using the 3 dice that are in front of you. And I love that. It's that good mixture of kind of like just holding off finishing a sector until you've got the right dice, and then you kind of hit it just at the right time. And you can use those dice to do another thing, and then you can spend a red shirt to do another action with the same dice, and so on and so on and so on. And using the upgrades on your ship, you can do bigger and better things. You can reach further. I love the feeling of kind of stretching further into space as you can do all the different things that you do. For a solo game, I really enjoyed that. It's quite got a kind of puzzly feel to it. I feel like after quite a few, a few games, maybe 3 or 4 games, I feel like I've, hit my kind of peak almost on this game. In the playthrough, watch our playthrough to the end, my playthrough, and you can see that I had a takesy-backsy, which brings in quite a big score. I think that I should be allowed that takesy-backsy, and it is just me playing it. But if I was playing with the guys, that would not be allowed. So, I don't know. You let me know whether you think that I should be allowed to have those points, but I don't know. I think I should. Anyway, I love the way that you can kind of like do these huge goes. The problem is, if I was to do that with the other game lords, sat around with the same dice, trying to do their own goes, and I've got a go which takes 10 minutes, they're not going to be happy with me. I mean, they'll be impressed because what I've done is very impressive, but they are not going to be happy, and I will be doing it to a backdrop of abuse and, I don't know, different kinds of encouragement. Right, other important things about this is, firstly, I mean, when we approach all of these things, Tristan's artwork is just always fantastic. So the rule book is very clear, easy to read. Be aware that I have got a preview copy here, so it's it's really nice, kind of like easy reading going through that. There's the low ink options. Please ignore that mine's come out in purple because printers. Yeah? And so this is quite a nice way for somebody who's new to a roll and write to be able to get into the thing, into the I guess the lovely sub hobby of print and play gaming. I love print and play gaming. I really enjoyed this game. I think that it will hit home better for some than others. If you want something where you can turn your brain off, then you could probably play this, but you would probably enjoy it more if you're looking for something that you can push to its limits. I'd say I wouldn't be able to watch this with Marriage and First Sight going on in the background because I'd be too distracted, but it's a nice kind of way to spend maybe. I think my playthrough was a good 45 minutes when I was doing my fun playthrough the other day, and that's after having learned the game for quite a bit. So yeah, I really like what Tristan's been doing with print and plays. He's bringing them to a wider audience. I love the hobby, the sub hobby of printing and playing. Wayfarer's Tale was fantastic, and when Tristan told me that he's doing this with Scott Almes, you might know from the Tiny Epic games, just fantastic little games. Really great to see Scott's introduction to the print and play world, and also to rolling and writing. Whew. Okay, I've talked a lot more than normal, and no one's here to abuse me because it's just me today. I really hope that you've enjoyed listening to my rambles, but do like and subscribe, and do check out our other videos because one of the strengths of our Hairy Game Lord videos is you have a lot of different views and opinions on this. I just know what the other guys' opinions would be. So sparing you that. Much love to you all. Bye-bye.